The person you trust most is currently dismantling your psychological defenses with a smile. Kindness isn't always a gift. In the hands of a predator, it's a tactical entry tool. It is the empathy weapon. Most people think manipulation is loud, aggressive, or cold. They are wrong. In 2026, the most effective psychological warfare is wrapped in a warm blanket and a listening ear. If you've ever felt chosen by someone who seemed too good to be true, only to end up feeling hollow and drained, you didn't fail. You were outmaneuvered by a biological hack. Disclaimer: this information is for educational purposes and self-defense. Understanding these mechanisms is the only way to build a psychological firewall. Use this knowledge to heal, not to harm. 1. The Trojan horse of love bombing. You met someone. Within 48 hours, they just get you. Within a week, you are soulmates. This isn't fate, it's a flood. The reality check. Love bombing is a high-speed pursuit of intimacy designed to bypass your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for logic and boundaries. According to a study published in the Journal of Family Violence in 2022, love bombing is a primary indicator of narcissistic and abusive cycles. It creates a dopamine loop. It's like a distributed denial-of-service attack on a computer. The manipulator floods your system with so much positive reinforcement that your security software crashes. The peer perspective. Sarah, a graphic designer, thought she found her biggest cheerleader. He messaged her every hour. He validated every trauma she ever had. By the time he started suggesting she quit her job, her brain was too addicted to his praise to say no. The fix: use the 72-hour rule. If someone is moving faster than your comfort level, intentionally step back for 3 days. Watch how they react. A healthy person respects the space, a predator views it as a system error and glitches. 2. Feigned vulnerability, the hook. I've never told anyone this before. When someone leads with the deepest trauma, your brain treats it as a high-value trade. This is strategic vulnerability. In social psychology, this is known as the law of reciprocity, popularized by Dr. Robert Cialdini in his seminal work, Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion. The twist: by sharing a potentially fake secret, they force you to share a real one to match their openness. Now, they have your map. They know exactly where your childhood wounds are located. They are handing you a fake key to their house so you'll hand them the real key to yours. The actionable step: if someone overshares early, offer a surface truth. Share a minor dislike or a neutral hobby. If they push for the deep stuff immediately, they aren't seeking connection, they're seeking leverage. 3. The empathy gap and cognitive empathy. Now, you might be thinking, how can someone be so kind and so cruel at the same time? It's because there are two types of empathy. Most of us have affective empathy. We feel what you feel. Manipulators often rely solely on cognitive empathy. According to research in personality and individual differences, in 2014, individuals with dark triad traits, narcissism, Machiavellianism, psychopathy, often possess high cognitive empathy. They understand your emotions intellectually, like a scientist looking at a petri dish, but they don't feel the sting. The reality check: they aren't misunderstanding you. They understand you perfectly. They are simply using that data to calibrate their next move. As Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Understanding the weapon doesn't mean becoming the weapon. 4. The idealized devalue cycle. This is the follow-up to gaslighting. If gaslighting is making you doubt your reality, the empathy weapon is making you crave their approval to fix that reality. The statistic. Research on intermittent reinforcement, a concept pioneered by psychologist Boris Frederick Skinner, shows that subjects and humans become most addicted to a stimulus when the reward is unpredictable. The pulse: one day, they are your protector, the next, they are disappointed in you. You work harder to get the kind person back. The cycle repeats. The real-world example: think of a boss who tells you you're the star of the company on Monday, then ignores your emails on Tuesday. You'll stay late on Wednesday just to see them smile again. The fix: look at the mean baseline. Ignore the highs. Ignore the lows. What is the average of their behavior over 6 months? That is who they actually are. 5. The pity play, the ultimate shield. When you finally catch them in a lie, the weaponized empathy flips. They become the victim. I only lied because my ex used to scream at me for telling the truth. Suddenly, you aren't the person who was lied to, you're the mean person who is triggering their past trauma. This is called deny, attack, and reverse victim and offender, a term coined by Dr. Jennifer Freyd in 1997. It's a smoke grenade. They set it off the moment they're cornered so they can escape through the back door of your compassion. The peer perspective. A person I know spent 3 years apologizing for things their partner did, simply because the partner always had a sad reason for their behavior. The actionable step: separate the explanation from the accountability. You can empathize with their past, but you must remain firm on the current boundary. I'm sorry that happened to you, but it doesn't make it okay to lie to me today. 6. The mirroring trap. We are biologically wired to trust people who are like us. This is the chameleon effect, documented by Trojan and Barg, 1999. A manipulator using the empathy weapon will mirror your values, your speech patterns, and even your posture. They become a human echo. The challenge: you think you've found your twin flame. In reality, you're just looking in a mirror they're holding up. The logic: if you love hiking, suddenly they're a mountaineer. If you value honesty, they'll talk about how honesty is everything while they're stealing from you. The fix: mention a fake interest. Tell them you're obsessed with a niche 1920s jazz subgenre that doesn't exist. If they say, "Oh, I love that too," you have your answer. 7. The weaponized favor. In the world of dark psychology, a favor is never free. It's an unregistered debt. They will do things for you that you didn't ask for, bringing you coffee, helping with a task, giving you a small gift. This triggers a psychological debt. You feel a subconscious pressure to say yes to a much larger, more damaging request later. The short sentence: kindness with an invoice isn't kindness. It's a loan. The actionable step: practice saying no to small, unsolicited favors. If they get angry or mention how ungrateful you are, the gift was never a gift. It was a tether. 8. Reclaiming the weapon, ethical empathy. Now that you know how the weapon works, you have a choice. You can become cynical and shut everyone out. Or, you can use these insights to build high-integrity relationships. Step 1. Radical observation. Watch how people treat those who can do nothing for them: waitstaff, janitors, subordinates. Step 2. Slow burn trust. Trust is earned in drops, but lost in buckets. Don't hand over the keys to your psyche in the first month. Step 3. Boundary testing. Set a small boundary early. I can't talk tonight, I'm busy. A healthy person says no problem. A manipulator using empathy as a weapon will try to make you feel guilty for leaving them alone. The most dangerous person in the room isn't the one yelling. It's the one who listens too closely, agrees too quickly, and loves too loudly before they even know your middle name. You aren't being guarded, you're being discerning. If you've realized someone in your life is using the empathy weapon against you, the solution isn't to fight them. It's to stop being their mirror. Take your energy back. Now, look at your inner circle. Who moved into your life at 100 miles per hour? It might be time to check their invoice. If this breakdown helped you see a pattern you couldn't name before, subscribe. We're going deeper into the mechanics of the mind next week. Stay sharp. Stay sovereign.